everyone, welcome to Golden Box. Today we will hear a story on Be Happy of the Little That You Have. Let's begin into the story. Ravi was a simple man and a self-sufficient farmer. Farming, however, depends a lot on rain and doesn't always fetch enough money. His wife, Alka, was unhappy about the fact. She would often compare herself to others and say, "Oh, my husband doesn't earn much. I am so unlucky." One day, Alka went to the market to buy vegetables. At a vendor's cart, she saw a lady approaching the vendor, her assistant in tow. Alka stared at the woman's jewelry and a fine silk sari. The vegetable vendor didn't even care to speak to Alka. He attended the rich lady first. After she left, Alka asked the vendor, "Who is she?" "Don't you know? She is the wife of the royal astrologer who predicts the future and finds missing things in the king's court," said the vendor. Alka came home, fuming. She turned to her husband, frustrated. "Look at my life. Even the vegetable vendor doesn't respect me, even though I am a regular customer. I think you should become an astrologer." "How can I? I don't know anything about astrology," said Ravi. "There is nothing to it. Roll the dice and say whatever which comes to your mind," said Alka, and keeps insisting that he try it. After a few days, a helpless Ravi agreed. Dressed as an astrologer, he carried a dice and sat near the crossroads in the market. Nobody looked in his direction or approached him. After a few hours, a lady came and said, "Sir, my husband gave me a precious ring, but I have forgotten where I kept it. If I don't find it, I will be in trouble. Please help me locate the ring." Ravi started to sweat. He didn't know what to do or what to say. He cast the dice and a number came up. Suddenly, he thought that the dice also looked like a small matchbox. He said to himself, "It looks like a matchbox." As soon as the lady heard him mutter those words, she turned around and ran home. After an hour, she came back and gave him a gold coin. "What a prediction you made," she said. "I had placed the ring in a matchbox and completely forgot about it. I went home and found it. Thank you very much." Ravi took the coin and went home. Alka was elastic. "I told you so, didn't I? You wouldn't have earned a gold coin even if you had farmed our land for a full year. It was simply a matter of chance," said Ravi. "I said something absent-mindedly while looking at the dice, but she mistook the words for a prediction and found what she was looking for." "Alka, I'd rather work in the fields where I know what I am doing. I do not want to go sit in the market tomorrow." Alka, however, was stubborn. She didn't listen her husband and forced him to agree to go to the market again in the next day. Meanwhile, that very night, 40 boxes of jewels were stolen from the palace. The king was furious. He called the royal astrologer and ordered him, "Find out who has taken the treasure and where it is. I want an immediate answer." The royal astrologer couldn't come up with any details and informed the minister about his inability to find out who the robber was. When the king was informed about this, a courtier stood up and said, "Sir, my wife met an astrologer near the market crossroads. She praised him greatly. It seems he is very good." The king summoned Ravi to his court immediately. "Yesterday, 40 boxes of jewels got stolen from the treasury. Tell me who has them and when I will get them back. If you don't provide the right information, I will throw you into jail indefinitely, the king commanded Ravi. Ravi began to sweat with nervousness and cursed Alka quietly. He had never imagined that he'd be caught in such a dangerous scenario. He cast the dice and pretended to calculate something in his mind. The king demanded, "Tell me now, where are the 40 boxes?" Ravi heard 40 and mumbled, 40 people. "What? Your boxes were taken by 40 people," said Ravi, committing to what he had said earlier. The royal astrologer couldn't figure out that much. "Which direction are these thieves headed?" "I need 40 days, said Ravi, knowing that saying anything more could land him in jail. "I don't have so much time." "I require 40 days, sir," said Ravi. "That's what is being said to me. I can't help it." "Fine. Come back to me with the 40 boxes or you will find yourself in jail for life." Ravi went back home. Scared to death, he told Alka what had happened. Alka felt terribly sorry. "Oh my God, my greed and ego are the cause of all your troubles. If you go to jail, it will be my fault," she cried. She wept and sobbed and tried to think of a solution, but she couldn't see a way out. Ravi was in a somber mood. He took out his favorite treat from the storeroom, dates. He counted 40 and put them in a box. "Alka," he said with sadness in his heart, "if I have to go to jail in 40 days, I want to enjoy a date each day before that happens. After 40 days, I will go back to the king's court to face the consequences." The truth was, in fact, that there were 40 thieves who each took one box of jewel from the king's treasury. The news of the new astrologer reached them through the spy in the king's court. The leader of the thieves said, "Don't worry, my men. I don't think this Ravi can trace us. But to be safe, let's hold on the treasure for 40 days. Moving it around at this time increases the risk of us getting caught." The men, however, were worried. "Sir, I will go and investigate Ravi's plans today," one of the thieves announced. The leader gave him permission to do so. The man climbed to the terrace of Ravi's house. Before he could peep inside, he heard a voice. Ravi ate a date and sighed. He said, "One is finished, 39 are left." Without wanting to hear more, the thief ran away. He came back and reported to the leader, "Sir, I climbed the terrace of the astrologer's house and he said, 'One is finished, 39 are left.' He knew I was there, so I ran away." The leader was curious. He said, "Okay, 2 of you must go to his house tomorrow." Meanwhile, Alka was miserable at the situation her husband was in. He had neither the knowledge of astrology nor any power. She felt sorry that she had pushed her husband to pretend to be an astrologer and apologized to him several times. "Perhaps I should go and tell the king the truth," she suggested. "Even if you do, no one will believe you. People really think that I am an established astrologer. Alka, life would have been so much better and happier if we had just kept a low profile and led a free life as farmers." Alka sobbed bitterly. The 2 men climbed to the terrace of Ravi's house. Before they could peep inside, they heard a man's voice say, "2 are finished, 38 are left." Ravi had eaten the second date. Without waiting to hear more, the thieves ran away. They came and reported to the leader, "Sir, we climbed the terrace of the astrologer's house and he said 2 are finished, 38 are left. He knew we were there, So we ran away. The leader was curious. He said, "Okay, 3 of you must go to his house tomorrow." This continued until the 40th day when the leader also went to Ravi's house. All the men went to the Ravi's house. Before they could peep inside, they heard a man's voice say, "All 40 are finished, Alka, and now there is no escape. Done. They are finished. I will go to the king's court right now and report back," he said. Seconds later, there was a knock at the door. "I know why you have come," said Ravi, thinking that the king's guards had arrived to escort him to the king or to the jail. When he opened the door, the leader of the thieves fell down at his feet and said, "Please save us. We are thieves, not murderers. If the king learns that we are responsible for the robbery, he will hang us." "Do you have all the treasure?" asked Ravi, trying to hide his astonishment. "Yes, sir. We have the 40 boxes. Once we knew about you and the waiting period of 40 days, we decided to know more about you and wait and see. In that case, keep all the boxes under the big banyan tree on the outskirts of my village and go back into hiding. I will take care of the rest," said Ravi. The leader agreed, relieved. The next day, Ravi sent the word to the king. The note read, "Sir, I have found information about the treasure, but due to the limitations of my powers, I can give you only one bit of information, either the location of the treasure or the location of the thieves. What would you like to choose?" Even though he had sent a note, Ravi was terrified. Though logic dictated that the king would incline to choose the location of the treasure, Ravi wondered what he would do if the king decided to choose the location of the thieves instead. He spent the day in suspense. A day later, the king sent his reply, "I want the treasure," said the note. Ravi thanked his stars and sent back another note. "I have located the treasure and used my powers to transport the boxes under the ground of the big banyan tree on the outskirts of my village." The king sent his soldiers, and after a little digging, they found the 40 boxes of treasure. Nothing was missing. The king was pleased and invited Ravi to his court. The king said, "I want to offer you the position of the royal astrologer. You can start today." Ravi knew that he must not fall into this trap again. He said, "No, sir, I have spent all my energy and days tracing the 40 boxes of treasure. My power has diminished to a great extent, and I will not be able to predict anything in the future. I am not fit to be a royal astrologer now." The king nodded. He felt sorry for Ravi and said, "I will never meet someone like you ever again. So I would like to present you with one of the box of treasure as a gift." Ravi thanked him and left the court as quickly as possible. Alka and Ravi then lived a content and peaceful life for the rest of their days. So friends, we should be grateful for whatever we have with us. Otherwise, we will face serious trouble. Thanks for watching.